Mallory hugs the children and feels relieved. She thinks of Tom, her housemates, of Shannon. She knows that they're not quite as lost anymore. They're not alone. In my opinion, the ending was really great. And honestly, I was surprised when I realized that people at Tucker blinded themselves. But I think I would do that too, out of desperation. And they did that to protect themselves and others, which I think is really cool. So yeah, that's it. Bye! It's time to open her eyes. Mallory knows that one of the creatures is near them. Boy says that it's leaving, and after a while she asks if he hears anything else. At first, he doesn't respond, but then he says he's sure, and she asks in which direction it went. Girl claims that it's behind them. When she opens her eyes, she has to squint, but not from the light, from the colors. Mallory is amazed by the world ahead of her. She thinks it's magnificent. She feels like she could look forever, but she can't. Tom's voice takes her out of her thoughts. She needs to close her eyes again. She does, and then she begins rowing. The alarm was triggered. A woman introduces herself as Constance and claims that she's with Rick. Mallory's mind is instantly filled with memories of women's voices. She hasn't heard a feminine voice since Olympia. Constance asks if Mallory's eyes are open, and she says she's blindfolded. When Constance discovers that Mallory has kids with her, she says to take her hand and that she's taking them to Tucker. Mallory asks what's Tucker, and Constance responds that it's their facility. She suddenly smells something she hasn't smelled in years: cooked food. She feels like the air is clean and fresh and hears people talking in the background. Then she hears Rick and takes off her blindfold. She looks around and she notices that there's no windows, but the air is clean as outside. The ceiling is high also. Mallory notices that there's a huge brick hallway. When Mallory looks at Rick, she notices his eyes are open, but he doesn't seem to focus on anything. He's blind. Just like most people at Tucker, he told her. Mallory realizes that those people were blinded on purpose, and then she feels frightened. Rick explains to her that they weren't blind before, but once, when they went out hunting, a creature managed to get in, and the mother killed 4 children. He explains that it was their only way of surviving. He told her that they don't do that anymore. She feels calmer, recalling that one time she almost blinded her kids in an act of desperation. The kids open her eyes after Mallory takes off their blindfolds, and they stare in awe. They're still a bit unsure, but they don't cry nor complain. Rick tells them that they hope to go in search of animals to build a small farm. Then, Constance kneels by the children and asks them their names. Mallory realizes that now there's space in their lives for such luxuries as names. She tells her that the girl's name is Olympia and the boy's name is Tom. The kids are happy with their names.